Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Co Show. My name is Mason Co, and I'm here as always with my co-host Aaron Co.
Hello.
At Mason Charles Co on Twitter, at Aaron Co 29 on Twitter. Neither of us have really been on there lately. But when sports come back,
Someday.
mark my words, I will be on Twitter more. Buy his book. The ebook is on Amazon, and the hardcover is at lulu.com. With all that being said. Hopefully you can get some money for yourself with this book, but unfortunately Dak Prescott did not get his extension. He's only unfortunately going to get like $32 million this year, which is a tough life for him.
How are you supposed to live on that?
What was actually more interesting about this than even the news that he didn't get his extension was what his brother said on the Twitter, which I will pull over here. Bang. Okay, that's not the tweet.
Is that? I didn't know that was Dak Prescott's brother.
No, this is a reply. By the way, check this account out if you have it. Stephen A. Smith Burner. He is like so fast on the reactions. He'll post reaction videos of Stephen A. Smith. But there's a reason I was never a Dallas Cowboys fan growing up or before they drafted Dak. After today, who knows how much longer I'll be cheering for them. So Tad Prescott seems to be more salty than his brother, but it's just because his brother hasn't said anything really.
Yeah, I mean, Dak, his best move is to probably not say a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't help his situation to express. I'm sure he is frustrated. And I'm sure his brother is expressing Dak's frustration to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not really up to Tad what happens, but it seems like, Jerry has played this pretty badly. And I will say, I've mentioned before that I was a Cowboys fan, a big Cowboys fan when I was a kid. Still follow them quite a bit. I'm, lukewarm at best, I would say now. But one of the reasons I kind of lost interest in them was Jerry Jones' ego.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle that, when he and Jimmy Johnson split, and, they haven't really done a whole lot. So they did win a Super Bowl, but it was with Jimmy's players the year after he was gone. But this is just another ego thing from Jerry. That being said, I don't think I would give Dak big money. I'm not a Dak fan. But if Jerry does want to keep Dak, the price is going up every day, Jerry. Every time a quarterback signs, the price goes up.
Exactly. Deshaun Watson tweeted a meme that was indicative that he was excited about Patrick Mahomes getting his money. And if Dak's smart, he's feeling the same way. Obviously, there's always the risk of injury and having a bad season that could kind of derail contract talks. But other than that, the market just continues to go for quarterbacks. The salary cap gets bigger. It's just more money to quarterbacks for the most part. You don't really see other positions getting broken off.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other position in sports that means more, as far as I know. You could argue the pitcher in baseball, but they only pitch once every 5 days.
Yeah.
The quarterback plays every game.
Yeah.
So, as far as the whole season goes, the quarterback, I don't think there's a more important position in team sports. Period. But yeah, that price is gonna go up. I don't know, like. The Mahomes deal certainly helps other people, but, these guys aren't Mahomes.
No.
No. They aren't Mahomes.
And there have been quarterbacks that have gotten these 10-year deals in the past, too. So, I mean, it's obviously a lot more money, but it's like one of those deals that it's an outlier.
Yeah, You would think these owners can be stupid, so
True,
who knows?
true.
Who knows what'll happen?
I feel like if Jerry hasn't done it yet, though, I mean, I don't know.
I wonder if they're just gonna let him go. I don't know. I don't know what he's planning to do. I think he initially wanted to sign him, but was trying to drive the price down. Which, as much as I don't like Jerry, I kind of understand, because I don't think Dak should be getting 30, 35, maybe 40 million a year like he's looking for. I just don't think he's that kind of player.
He's not dragging a team to a Super Bowl.
But then if Tannehill can get paid, probably anybody should be able to get paid.
It's weird. You can kind of cut the pie many different ways, and and you can come out to the outcome that either Dak does deserve it or he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
No idea.
No, it's chill. All right. Well, along with Dak, there were many other players that signed their franchise tag, but did not, unfortunately for them, get that long-term deal that they're, of course, looking for. And this list does include AJ Green, who I'm surprised he even signed that thing. Honestly, I mean, maybe I guess in his head he'll give Joe Burrow a shot, and if he doesn't feel like he's the dude, then he'll get out. But Hunter Henry, very good tight end. You got Brendan Scherf, Joe Tooney, Matt Judon, Yannick Ngakoue. Don't know how he's not out of Jacksonville yet. Leonard Williams, Bud Dupree, Shaq Barrett, Justin Simmons, and Anthony Harris. Obviously, all good players. I think this is a record since the franchise tag started of players to sign the tag without getting a long-term extension. And there are some pretty big names on here. It's pretty interesting. I wonder if this will be kind of a strategy moving forward for teams to just tag, and just wait it out. You lose players like that, though. That's the thing.
You do, and sometimes you just, maybe it makes some business sense for some of these guys. AJ Green, he can wait for Joe Burrow, but as far as I know, Mike Brown still owns the team.
Yeah.
I don't think they traded the owner as far as I know.
Yeah.
So, he's sort of locked up there. I mean, it'd be great to see him play for, an NFL franchise.
They don't have an indoor facility, and they play in Cincinnati in the winter.
I just heard this the other day, but TJ Hushmanzada, he played for the Seahawks after he was in Cincy. But
him.
So back in the day, so this would have been around the turn of the century, you had to buy your Gatorade,
oh my God.
in the locker room.
Jesus.
And there's other stuff too that they're just super cheap, but
Carson Palmer retired from football just to leave there. I mean, dude, it's crazy. I don't know what the process would even be of forcing an owner to sell, but it's kind of insane to me that these teams can get bought by people that don't care about football. They just know that every year owning an NFL team will make you money, just guaranteed. Unless something like COVID happens, and then you see all the owners shitting themselves and not being able to maybe take a loss for once, like one out of the decades, potentially centuries of years that their family owns this team.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, just get a guy that's passionate. That's what I'm worried about with the Seahawks. I want someone that wants to win, not someone that cares about the business.
The Browns, or the Brown family, I should say, run the Bengals like it's the family restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their job, that's their income, and that's how they run it. So they cut costs like a business owner might do.
Yeah.
It's not a toy to them like it is to some of these super rich guys. But you can see that. Some of these guys I don't know a ton about. I'm just kind of looking through the list here.
I don't want owners that their primary business venture is an NFL team. I want them to have other shit that they're focused on business side, so they can just essentially, like you said, look at it as like a fun project. And trying to win a Super Bowl. And that makes you more money winning.
Look at it as a long-term investment because they continue to go up in value exponentially. So just look at it as an asset. When you buy stock, you don't usually, most people who do well in the stock market don't spend the money that they make every year. Right. Or sell, they just watch it go up and up and up until, they retire or whatever. But that's how these guys should be treating these franchises. It shouldn't be an annual make money sort of deal.
Yeah.
It's also a civic thing. It's something for the community. It's beyond
That's
just
the thing, is it's just so much more than a business, because a business, while you're trying to satisfy a customer, everyone knows the primary goal of a business is to make money.
Yeah.
With a franchise, obviously there is the business side of things, which is very prevalent, especially during CBA talks and all that have gone on recently.
Sure.
But the primary goal shouldn't be about money.
No.
And it is for, I don't know how many owners. I'm not a huge.
The Mariners franchise is one that they make damn sure that they're penciling out every single year.
But like I want Steve Ballmer to own the Seahawks whenever the team gets sold. You know, like I want a guy like Steve Ballmer who's going to every game and he's the loudest guy in the damn building.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, and he just went and just bought land and is building a like $2 billion
That's what
stadium.
you want.
Like that, he's just doing it.
Write the checks.
He doesn't want to be across the hall from the big brothers, so he's going to get a better stadium, better arena.
Yeah, good move. Wish he'd move the team up here.
Yeah.
I wish he would have waited a little longer and got a team here. It's too bad that he went down there. But it is interesting. I think a lot of this too with these 12 franchise tags. A lot of this is, again the uncertainty we have out there. Some of these owners they don't know where the cap's going. Yeah. So you don't want to make a big cap splash and have it bite you. If the cap ends up going down, I don't think it will, but nobody's sure, right now. Right. So I think there's a little bit more caution with these guys to think more short term than long term. So that's why you're seeing these. Also, I think it's a little harder to trade a player right now for picks because I think draft picks are cheap. So you don't want to trade. So Yannick Ngakoue, for example, they're looking for a first round pick, another pick, and a player apparently, or something along those lines. So it's it's worth it, but if you bring on that guy, first of all, you have to give him a big money contract and you've lost those picks. You don't know where the cap is going for sure. Yeah. So there's more caution, I think, than there had been in the past, and you're less willing to part with those draft picks. So I think that's why he's still on that shitty franchise.
Speaking of franchise tags and dudes getting money, Derrick Henry was a person that signed a franchise tag and did get an extension. Got $50 million over 4 years was what I saw. Stuff could have changed by then. I haven't actually looked, but from what I saw, it was 50 over 4, which is very good for running back money. Does he deserve it based on what he was getting paid before? Yes. Based on the next 4 years of his production, if we look at kind of the typical template, we've talked about this a million times, typical template of a running back is he'll underperform on the second one. So, second contract, that is. So, yeah.
And they ran him hard, and this next season they're going to run him hard again, and you wonder how much he'll have left. They did actually...
He's a bruiser, too.
Yeah. So they did actually... lower his cap number for this year with that contract, and there's some speculation that Clowney might be a target for them.
I've been hearing rumblings of the Titans wanting Clowney for a long time. There's even a Madden trailer that came out that accidentally had Clowney in a Titans jersey. So there's this big conspiracy.
Somebody knows something.
Yeah, there's this big conspiracy like EA and the actual NFL are in cahoots and like want to tease a signing of a player.
Right.
What?
Oh my God.
No, but even before that, there were a lot of people saying or speculating that was the case. And that would be really big for them, man, if they could get Clowney and essentially dominate the run game and stop the run. It'll be huge for them. It'll get them to the playoffs and definitely won't win them a Super Bowl though if they're just relying on the run and run defense. I mean,
no Tanny time in the Super Bowl. Come on, man.
How the hell are you going to beat Patrick Mahomes when you just got a run game? I don't know.
You could see that they didn't trust Tanny in the playoffs.
And then they gave him this huge bag. I don't know, man. It's a weird operation there. They're in a weird spot, though. I don't know what I would have done. I really don't.
They're in one of those spots. It's like, do you go for it? Like we made we went pretty far. Do we just go for it and hope we get lucky? If you don't go for it, if you let Tanny walk and let Derrick Henry go, now you're basically rebuilding.
Yeah, and like you've been doing it for so long, you can't.
It's hard to explain that to your fans.
No, you can't do that. But they have 27 free agents this year that they have to figure out how to re-sign. They're legit in a spot where they could choose. They're at a legit crossroads this offseason. But you just, if you're the owner, you just can't start a rebuild again.
No,
you just can't.
Not when you were in the AFC. They were in the AFC Championship game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just can't there's no I would stop being a Titans fan if I were a
Oh, I'd be
Titans fan.
pissed. Yeah, I admit I would be pissed. It's easy for me to look at it from afar because I don't care about
Yeah,
them and
yeah.
say, oh, let Tanny walk, get rid of Derrick Henry. But there would have been a goddamn uproar there in Tennessee if they let those. You got to run the ball, son.
Gotta
That's how
run the
you
ball.
win. You run the ball and defense wins championships. Okay.
Okay.
So, some of that is playing to the crowd, which I get, but yeah, I don't. I'll be surprised if they're back in the AFC Championship game. Honestly.
For sure, yeah.
Because Tanny time is the clock. The clock has run out.
Mm-hmm.
The carriage has turned into a pumpkin. He's gonna go back to. I mean, he's an okay quarterback. He wasn't that bad in Miami. They didn't have, it was a pretty crappy team.
Yeah, he didn't have a ton of opportunities.
Yeah, but he's not good. He's not going to win you a title.
No.
That's the bottom line.
And that's the problem is, is it even worth your time and money to invest into a guy that you're pretty sure can't win a title?
Yeah.
But then again, like we just said, you just can't rebuild again. Just can't. There's no. I think now the more I think about it, I think they had to pay him. I don't know if he would have taken less money. I wonder if they overpaid him a little, like they didn't have to. Yeah, I think they had to though.
I think they did. I mean, you let your quarterback walk and you have nobody there ready.
Yeah.
And it could be years before you find another one.
Exactly.
So, they probably did what they had to do, but yeah, a little questionable. We'll see how it works out for them.
Yep. So Derrick Henry got his bag. Which running back you taking next year, though? The running back class of 2020 appears to be insane. Plus, if I recall, the draft class is really good too. I don't know college running backs, but the list I saw, I recognize a lot of names, which means something. So yeah, you got Derrick Henry. Well, Derrick Henry got signed. Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara, Phillip Lindsay, Marlon Mack, Kenyon Drake, and Todd Gurley. Which one you taking on a big contract? Derrick Henry included. We'll just include
big
him.
contract?
Yeah. Which one are you giving a big contract to?
Dalvin Cook, I think, is the best one, but he gets hurt.
He gets hurt already.
He's gonna keep getting. He's gonna keep getting.
He's
hurt.
already breaking down. So.
Joe Mixon likes to punch women in the face, so I don't want him.
Kamara is a good pass catcher, which obviously for me that's big, but he had such a down year last year compared to.
He did. It seems like
before.
He needs the 1-2 punch a little bit. So they lost the other. I can't remember his name now. Ingram. They lost Ingram, and that seemed to affect Kamara's game because now he was counted on more.
This might be crazy, but see, Leonard Fournette hasn't been hurt, and he's already gotten worked a lot though.
Yeah.
I think I'm taking. Call me crazy. I'm taking Aaron Jones or Kenyon Drake. I think.
I would probably go Kamara, but
Kamara.
It's close. Todd Gurley shouldn't even be on this list. That guy's done. Kenyon Drake, no.
Marlon Mack has a great offensive line, so I'm just not confident.
Yeah.
And Phillip Lindsay, I don't know.
Yeah, Phillip Lindsay's a good player, but I'm not giving him big money.
No. Ideally, I sign none of these guys and get a quarterback, but
yeah,
and a wide receiver.
Yeah, boy, it's tough because I think Dalvin Cook is the best guy, but that guy, he's just gonna keep getting hurt. I already said it, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's yours.
Sweet. I was kind of thirsty.
Other notables at the bottom: James Conner, Kareem Hunt, Matt Breida, Tariq Cohen, and Chris Carson.
Chris Carson.
Yeah, James Conner is actually a pretty significant one there. Tariq Cohen and Matt Breida. Probably not Kareem Hunt either. So I think I'm taking Aaron Jones. I think I'm taking Kamara, actually. No, give me Kamara. I don't know, though, because he might really need that 1-2 punch. I think I'm taking him, though. I think I'd take Kamara.
Yeah, I like Chris Carson a lot, too.
Pass catching.
But he's another guy that seems to just get hurt. I know he played a lot of games last year, but he got hurt when it counted. So.
If there any running back on this list that has already had I guess Kamara has had injuries. He's had ankle injuries. So give me Aaron Jones because I'm flip-flopping so hard on this, but any running back that is already getting injuries before that deal, just like I'm out. I don't want him.
Yeah.
which is, I mean, that might not be the right way to approach it, but if we're basing it off history, it's probably the right call. Yeah. So, all right, moving on. Where did my mouse go? We got, oh gosh. Okay. We got Washington D.C. to be determined. A report came out that 15 women were a victim of, I believe the language used was sexual misconduct. And I should have read more. I didn't really do my due diligence on this, but from what I've gathered, it seems like Snyder wasn't directly involved, but definitely probably knew about it and knew more than he has admitted to knowing. He's not going to probably be forced to sell the team, and he's another example of an owner that the culture is terrible there. They haven't made winning moves. I mean, if I'm a Redskins fan, there was a Part of My Take podcast. Fuck Barstool Sports, by the way. They're a member of Barstool Sports, but they're two cool guys, and one of them's a Redskins fan, and he said he listed off the top 10 things that happened since Snyder took over, and it was really sad, the list. He was like, if you list the top 10 worst things, like, that's sad, but I think what's even more sad is my top 10 favorite things. And, like, number 2 was half a season of Robert Griffin III. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, this guy's got to get out of here. I don't know how they can kick him out.
It's hard. You know, it was the NBA kicked out Donald Sterling, and that wasn't easy. And was like using the N-word.
Egregious. Like, there was video evidence or audio. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that they can. But you know, a lawyer has been hired to do an investigation.
It's like when the police. Audit. It's like when the police investigate themselves.
Well, yeah, you know who hired the lawyer?
Who?
Dan Snyder.
Oh, crazy!
No conflict of interest there.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And it sounds like, you know, how you wanted the team to be the Red Tails, you know, to kind of honor the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Well, I forget the name of the organization, but they came out and said, yeah, it'd be better if you didn't use the Tuskegee Airmen as mascots.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
So,
yeah, I'd probably take that one back then.
So that may go away. I don't know. Yeah, they're just a train wreck. I think they've made the playoffs 5 times in 21 years or something like that, and those were all like, you won 3 games at the end and squeaked in type of deals. They were wild. You know, they really never had a great, even a good season, like a really great season where they were a threat to win it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a joke, and you know, now there's been misconduct, and you know, I know. So the Mark Cuban had something similar.
Yeah.
And he was, you know, I kind of blamed him for that, but he did seem to really take responsibility and has done a lot of things in the community to sort of make up for that. Hired a female CEO. Like, I don't think Dan Snyder's that kind of guy, though.
No, he's not.
He's just gonna. He's only changing the name because he was forced to, because it was going to cost him money. Yeah, I don't know. Can't stand the guy.
Sad. It's like, I don't know. A guy like this shouldn't be allowed to own a team.
No.
And I think there should be I mean, I guess it's hard. It's easy to do this in hindsight, but there should be a more thorough process of making sure that a dude that's coming in is going to establish a good culture. I don't know who would review that, whether it's the NFL or some sort of city council. Make sure he's just like a good dude and he wants to win. Like that's he's passionate about winning football games, and ideally that he's not going to get involved with personnel decisions.
Now, when he was hired, it was like, oh, he's a local guy. He grew up a Redskins fan. It seemed like a good fit.
Okay.
On the surface, I don't know what the owners thought, but that's what was kind of out there.
Yeah.
But I think the other owners don't really like him either. They already think he's a dick.
Then why haven't any of them said shit? Like, it pisses me off. No one is saying anything.
Because it's sort of like, I don't want somebody looking at me. If I say something, then people are going to start looking at me.
Like, this is not how it should come about.
No.
If anything, it's a good PR move right now.
Yeah.
To say fuck Dan Snyder.
Yeah.
If like if that's like that's the most like ground level shitty motivation to do that. But like I don't see. I mean, maybe there's some allegiance between owners and it would cause a rift, and I don't know. But
so that Redskins fans hate the Cowboys, but if Jerry Jones came out and said "fuck Dan Snyder," Redskins fans would be like, "Hell yeah, Jerry!"
yeah,
They would drink to Jerry in that moment.
there's no like
Their own fans hate the.
Who's
fucker.
gonna defend Snyder? Who like?
Yeah.
No one in the organization, their fans, no one will defend him.
No.
And I don't know. It just it pisses me off. What also pisses me off is that apparently, well, it actually doesn't piss me off because I'm not surprised. Apparently, the NFL is not doing their due diligence on safety measures for football players. We got Drew Brees tweeting, "We need football, we need sports, we need hope." The NFL's unwillingness to follow the recommendations of their own medical experts will prevent that. If the NFL doesn't do their part doesn't do their part to keep players healthy, there is no football in 2020. It's that simple. Get it done at NFL. And then you also got Todd Gurley, Myles Garrett, and Jarvis Juice Landry tweeting similar things with hashtag "We want to play." So it seems like the players are coming together on this argument, which is what baseball players did, which was very effective.
You also
get in front of the PR spin.
Yeah. You also had T.J. Watt's brother, J.J.
Yeah.
He came out and said, we don't really know. We don't know if we're having preseason or not. We don't know this. We don't know that. It seems now. I will say this: baseball seemed like a train wreck. I mean, if they get it figured out, we'll forget about all this.
Yeah.
Kind of like we're not mad at baseball right now because they figured it out and they're playing. But
for now, yeah.
For now, but so hopefully this will happen with football. But I was surprised about. I thought they were good. Like a couple weeks ago, I'm like, okay, they have a plan.
I did too.
Now it's just sort of okay. There'll be some players that decide not to play and all that. But it sounded like they were well on their way, and then all this stuff's coming out. Is there going to be a preseason or not? Is there are they going to get tested every day or not? Like why the hell? What have you been doing for the last 6 months, people?
But don't worry, you can't do jersey swaps anymore. And they also made a face mask for the thing that has air holes in it.
Supposedly, like saliva can't come back through that thing. I don't know. The jersey swap thing, it's interesting. I think during these times, during these uncertain times.
Sound like a Target email.
Sound like every goddamn commercial on TV right now. I think we're all making what's necessary, right?
Yeah.
Like what's necessary. So they drew a line at jersey swaps, which seems a little bit weird, but you draw a line somewhere.
It's like, oh, we're doing something.
Like, where do you draw the line? Okay, don't make out after the game. Like, don't do that. Okay, maybe you probably shouldn't shake hands. Like, I don't know. Like, somewhere so you have to draw there. I don't know. Maybe they could have left the jersey swap thing in. I don't know. But it isn't necessary.
I might be dumb for asking this. Can sweat be a transmitter? I think it's just spit, right? It's just, like, breathing and coming from your mouth.
I think...
Well, let's not even...
That's just not...
they're playing a full contact football game for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to take safety measures, take safety measures. But it's weird to, like, to me, this is a very obvious, like, look, we're doing something. But we'll still play football.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like that, that let's do this to make it look like we're doing something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah, they have to draw the line somewhere. I don't know where to draw the line. They're just like with us in our own household, or where we decide to go or not go. We draw lines somewhere, and sometimes it doesn't make a ton of sense. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I don't like the kiss ass stuff they do after the games anyway. I liked it better when they all said "fuck you" when they walked off the field.
Yeah, I think it happens too much now.
Yeah.
But
I'm waiting for. Did they make those? Do you decide to? Do you like text a dude like on Wednesday and say, "Hey, you want to switch jerseys after the game?" I would be the guy. This is what would happen to me. I'd be like, "Oh, I should switch. I should switch jerseys with someone." I'd run out there with my fucking jersey, and I'd be like the one guy who couldn't find a guy to trade jerseys with, and you're like, "Oh shit." That would be me.
Well, a lot of the times there are only a few guys on each team that are jersey swappable or are desired jerseys, unless you personally know someone. So I've actually seen a clip of Tom Brady having to tell some dude on the other team, like, I already agreed to give it to so-and-so.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then, but he goes, I'll send you one. And, like, he'll send I don't know if it's game worn or if it's
just order him one off a
NFL
team shop.
I don't know
from China like you do.
Like
it'll be there. It'll be there in like 6 months, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly how they handle that, but Lamar Jackson had to pretty much send a whole team. I remember one. I don't remember who it was against, but it was like he had to pretty much send an entire defense jerseys because everyone. Oh no! What it was? He actually brought jerseys on the field with him. And
my god!
And so like that was people didn't like that because it obviously doesn't look great. It looks kind of Hollywood, but people want his jersey. I mean, you can't blame it on Lamar. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like where they draw the lines. It's gonna seem weird any way they do it. So
yeah.
All right.
I hope they figure it out. I really need to see some football. Or I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah, and kind of on the same topic. Do you think college players? Do you think they'll be more safe? On teams where there's potentially restrictions or being dumbass college idiots like I am?
I mean, I went to college. You're in college. People do stupid ass stuff. You
can't
feel
trust
invincible.
You can't trust an entire football team to say separated from, like, there's too many guys. One of them is going to go to a party and then the entire team is going to get it.
But I think speaking as a parent, like I would rather, if you were away at a school right now, I would rather have you in the structure of a college football program and having practice every day and having a coach say, listen, you dumb fucks, like I understand that you're young men, but be smart about this. Don't be the guy that cancels our whole season. Yeah. But if you just let those, like, if you don't play the season, I believe now you're going to frat parties more. You're not even thinking about being safe, right? And I think if they're playing, they're thinking about it. Plus, they're getting tested probably every week or multiple times a week. They have something to get a reason to be safe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody's gonna fuck it up, and they might test positive, and then you quarantine their ass for a couple weeks. But I think personally, as a parent, I would rather have my kid under that structure rather than drinking beer out of each other's assholes or whatever you fucks do these days,
Not that. I think I agree with you on this. The thing is, though, is the problem, like, the problem that we have is the part where we get to, if one of them gets it, then quarantine them for 2 weeks, because then you're putting a bunch of young kids in like harm's way, and they're not. And they're not making money. They are not making money from this.
Yeah, that's the big difference.
If they're not making money, they should not be forced to play, period.
See, I think the NFL will happen this year. I feel it may be a shortened version, or it may start late or something like that. But I think the NFL will happen if things kind of stay as they are or improve. Because, if you said, "Hey, Aaron, will you run across the freeway?" I would say no. But if you said, if you get across the freeway, you've got $14 million on the other side, I'm gonna probably
take my chances.
I'm gonna hold up my hand and hope people stop. And I know there's a chance I might get hit, but I'm gonna take the chance for the $14 million. Mm-hmm. But if there's nothing on the other side, I'm just kind of taking a chance for a little bit of a thrill.
Especially, they don't know if they're even going to have a chance at a national championship or a conference championship.
And then the other thing too is the NFL, every NFL team's getting the big TV money. In college football, first of all, the money is not as big, and then the money is big for some conferences and not others, some teams, not others.
Yeah.
So the NFL, it's all pretty equal across the board. College, it's all over the map.
Yeah.
So I think college football is more in danger. They may not play this fall. I don't know. I hope they do, but they may not. I believe the NFL will because of the money.
Yeah.
But you're right. They're not. If you're a player and you're not getting paid, you got to be pretty sure that you're going to be safe, or don't go out there.
Speaking of college football players, what do you think about the UW recruiting situation? I don't even know what's going on at all.
So they did just get they did just land a big offensive lineman, Owen Prentice, out of O'Day High School, which I was really hoping that they would get him.
Nice.
They're doing okay. Some people are ready to jump off the Montlake Bridge because there's a couple. So there are two huge 2021 guys that are unsigned that are local. JT Tuimalau, who has also been offered a scholarship in basketball by Coach Hop, so he's got a dual offer there. He can go to any college he wants. He's considered by some to be the number 1 overall recruit in the country.
Damn. Okay.
I forget which high school he goes to, but he's a state of Washington kid.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Emeka Egbuka.
Nice.
Out of Steilacoom, and he's one of the top 10 recruits in the nation. Both of those guys are uncommitted.
I bet Emeka's not a name you hear a lot around Steilacoom.
No, I thought about naming you Emeka, but we decided not to. He's a receiver. So Tuimalau is a pass rusher, which is the hardest thing to find, other than quarterback.
Yeah,
it's the hardest thing to find
and maybe
in
most
college
important.
Football. Yeah. And wide receiver, not always easy to find that elite wide receiver either. So those would be two big gets. They're still out there, but I don't know if they're going to land them or not. Now, what really freaked a lot of UW people out is they signed this kid out of Renton High School, and people who cover recruiting for a living, many of them had never heard of the guy.
Yikes.
Yeah. Now, what happens sometimes, I know back in the day, Dick Baird, who, does work on KJR, he was a recruiting coordinator for UW. He leaked a name, a fake name one time, and like other schools were trying to recruit the guy. Like,
that's awesome.
It's definitely, blood in the water type of deal. So I bet this guy, Finau is his last name, I believe. He's a defensive line prospect.
That's fake?
This guy's real, I think. But he will, you watch, he'll suddenly be a 3-star recruit.
Okay.
Because because UW recruited him. Like if Alabama recruits a guy, they automatically go up the recruiting chart. So there's some of that. Like sometimes they recruit the best guys, and sometimes they recruit a guy and they get moved up the charts by the experts.
Right, of
course. Those are air quotes for you Spotify people out there. So I don't follow recruiting a ton. Obviously, would I rather have the number 1 recruiting class and get 5 more 5-star guys? Yes. But you don't know who's going to pan out. You don't really know. The recruiting experts don't really know. Steve Entman, arguably the greatest player in UW history, was not a big recruit. He was recruited by like UW and maybe Wazoo and pretty much nobody else. And he ended up being the number 1 pick in the NFL, kind of an NFL bust because of injuries, but one of the greatest college football players that UW has ever produced anyway, probably the Pac-12.
Yeah.
But so I don't get as worked up about recruiting as some people do, but some UW people are freaking out because we're not, we've offered a couple of guys that aren't considered big time guys, and there's a couple of big time guys that haven't committed yet. But getting this Prentice guy was a good sign, and they got Sam Heward, who's maybe the top quarterback prospect in the nation. But we'll see how it goes. It's hard right now. They can't have visits. They can't have official visits. You have a new head coach. with a new offensive coordinator that nobody knows why they hired him or what he's going to do.
Jesus Christ.
So there's some, if you're a college recruit, you're like, I wonder I wonder how this is going to work.
This might be, this seems like it'll be a pretty decent test for Jimmy Lake. You know? Whether we get recruits or not, it'll be a good, it seems like he's in a good place of where he's not, like, the team isn't so insanely good that he has these high expectations. Obviously, there will always be somewhat high expectations, but he's also not in a spot where he's working with a shit show. So
yeah,
I think this is a really good opportunity for him and hopefully the offensive coordinator to show what they're made of.
It's a lot of it's about development. You
Yeah.
know, Don James was usually in the 20s in the nation in recruiting classes. He was usually third or second, third, fourth in the Pac-10 at the time. It's all about development. There aren't many programs that do both well. Alabama is one. They get the recruits and they develop them.
Yeah.
But if you're a school like UW, you have to, you need some 3-star guys to turn into NFL guys, which they have done. But Jimmy Lake needs to continue to do that, and we'll see. We'll see if he's able to do that or not.
All right.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, go Dogs. We got
Fuck Oregon.
Yeah, fuck Oregon too.
Fuck Wazoo.
Fuck
USC too while we're at it.
Yeah, might as well. All right, we got Drew Holiday. I have not seen this getting talked about enough. Drew and Lauren Holiday announced that they are donating his game checks for the remainder of the regular season, potentially worth up to $5.3 million to a variety of charities across the country, including black-owned businesses.
Well,
this is exactly what we were talking about. The players that are arguing that they can't make a bigger impact. They can't make a big enough impact when they're on the court. If you're really about it, donate your fucking checks, you pussy. Do it.
Yeah.
If you're really about it. So, and Drew Holiday is doing that. All these guys, pretty much all these guys, except for, the ones that are borderline NBA players, have money. Drew Holiday is a long-time NBA vet, multiple-time All-Star. He's not, by any means, the richest guy in the league, though.
Right, yeah.
And he's doing it. He's about it. Clearly, he walks the walk, or talks the talk and walks the walk. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's really great.
I want to see more of this.
I'd love to see more of that. It's amazing how many professional athletes end up broke or live from paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
For some there's something about a lot of us that no matter how much we make, we spend it all.
Yep.
And pro athletes are no different. Obviously, he's not one of those guys if he's able to give away that much money. That's outstanding. I would love to see it more. I know Jordan is, what was that, 100 million or something?
Yeah, he really went in.
I mean, that
By the
stuff
way,
can make a big difference.
Glad to see Jordan finally taking a bigger stance on social justice issues. I feel like it's about time.
He's been quiet, back in the day, saying,
white Republicans
buy shoes too,
That's, I could see why people would be mad about that, but
that just he wasn't a political person.
No.
Some people said, "Oh, he just cares about making money." Some people just don't want to get into the mix. But
and as a basketball player, you shouldn't be expected to. You play basketball.
Yeah, but I love to see somebody doing something that matters, not just bitching on Twitter.
Yeah,
because that doesn't do a whole lot either.
No. Yeah. By the way, I have not. More people should talk about Drew Holiday's off the court stuff clearly, but people should talk about more about him on the court too. He's like one of the best guard defenders in the league, and he's a good what's the word,
distributor.
Yeah, we'll use that. That's not the word I was looking for, but anyway,
floor general.
Yeah, it was a synonym of floor general. So
floor general is usually a guy who can't score. But he
doesn't. Yeah, I mean he doesn't score a ton of points, but he's a great defender.
Okay.
One of the, I believe there are players that have come out and said like he's the hardest to score on in the league.
Wow.
And also every single time, I don't even know if I want to keep mentioning the All the Smoke podcast, but every single time they have a player on, they ask who's the most underrated player in the NBA, and I've probably listened to upwards of 20 of these podcasts, and I think about 18 of them said Drew Holiday.
Wow.
18 out of 20. So he gets respect from his peers, and he needs more respect from the media, I guess.
I would agree. I mean, I'll probably care a lot more about him, if he tries to shut down a Sonics point guard.
Yeah.
Until then, I don't care a ton.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew who he was, but I honestly know more about him because I think he played for UCLA.
His brother went,
and
Justin
went to UW. So that's if it weren't for that connection for me personally, I would barely have heard of him.
I would have known him by now, but I wouldn't have known him early in his career when he made his All-Star appearances. I wouldn't have known him.
So if you're good and I've barely heard of you, you're underrated.
Exactly. Yeah, and it also, when you play for the Pelicans, not only is it not a huge NBA market, but also they've been ass perpetually. So
right.
All right. Speaking of teams that are ass. Charles Barkley somehow thinks the Blazers are going to beat the Lakers. I don't know where the fuck he's coming from. This dude's just paid to be a fucking clown.
What?
Yeah.
He's the best.
I love Charles Barkley. I love Chuck.
Chuck is the best.
I love Chuck. And Inside the NBA is the best sports show of all time. If we're talking like dudes at a desk, I'm not talking like podcasts.
They're entertaining.
They are the best sports show, and unfortunately, I think Kenny the Jet might be leaving. I just heard like rumblings of that, but. I like Charles Barkley says just the dumbest shit, and Ernie Johnson keeps sticky notes on a wall of the dumb shit that he says so you can call him out for it later. I've tried so hard to look up the wall of sticky notes and see what he said, but I cannot find it anywhere. This dude's I love Chuck, but he's a fucking clown.
Dame time, baby.
Listen,
baby.
We saw what Dame could do to the Lakers.
Yeah.
At the Kobe game, we saw what he could do.
Tough matchup for them.
I'm not saying it's not a tough matchup, but you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Who's gonna guard them? Do you think Melo is guarding LeBron? Do you think Rodney Hood
Melo has never guarded anyone.
Do you think fucking Rodney Hood is guarding LeBron? Who's CJ McCollum gonna guard?
Who's the big white stiff center that they have on Portland?
Yusuf Nurkic.
Isn't he coming back?
Maybe, but
he just hacked the shit out of people.
Okay, so fine. Hack the shit out of Anthony Davis. You still got Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee down there.
Yeah.
They're not bad. They're probably... especially with the players around them, I would say they're just as effective as Yusuf Nurkic. Also, Nurkic hasn't played basketball in like over a year. So,
the Dame time, baby. Nobody's going to want to win more than him on that court, in my opinion.
I completely agree. I just don't... I think you need one more elite defensive player on that team. You can't... Yeah. Who's going to guard anyone?
I don't think Portland will win it, but
they're gonna get fucking swept.
Just imagine.
$5 they get swept if they play each other. $5 they get swept.
All right, I think I'll bet on one game.
$5 they get swept.
I'll bet on one game.
Okay,
I don't think Portland's gonna win the series.
By the way, Portland might not even end up playing the Lakers too.
Yeah, they have to move up and
yeah,
they have to.
They're not even in the playoffs.
I don't know how it works.
I don't think if I had to predict, I don't think they would make the playoffs. I'm pretty sure
they're gonna make the playoffs.
Actually, here's the thing. They only have to be within 4 games, and they have to win 2 in a row against that other team who is probably just about as good as them, especially considering Portland vastly underperformed this year. Obviously, they didn't have Nurkic, so it's hard to really tell how much... maybe Nurkic does have that big of an impact because they were what? They were like a 4 seed last year, and they're like a 10 seed this year?
I'll tell you one thing. I would like to see that. Part of it's because we saw them play in LA. We saw those 2 teams play. I would love to see that series, even though I barely watch the NBA. But I would tune in for that. Now, if I just play with me for a minute here, what if they did beat LeBron and the Lakers?
I don't even want to begin to think about that.
You could never shut me up again about the GOAT. Like
it's
over. Like it would be over.
I might have to... If LeBron got beat in the first round of the playoffs this year... The thing is, people would...
He almost said it. The
thing is, people would shit on him more if he lost in the finals than if he got beat in the first round. I genuinely believe that.
I think they would have early on, but now...
True, yeah.
Being a front runner...
Because he does not... That's his thing. He has never lost in the first round. He just doesn't. He doesn't do it.
Part of the thing with Jordan is he won all of his championships at the end. So he essentially won 6 in a row because he was out for those 2 years. So there, it was more like getting over the hump and not having a great team around him. So we don't remember him not getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean he got beat in the first round a few times with the Pistons and
early on, but he finished strong. But if if he had in '98 his last season, if they'd bowed out in the first round, that would have hurt his legacy big time. But yeah, I think losing in the first round now would be a big blow.
But he didn't make the
legacy.
Playoffs last year. No one's talking about it. No one talks about how he didn't make the playoffs last year. Not even Jordan fans.
Well, because he sprained an eyebrow and sat out the rest of the year because they weren't good or whatever.
He was hurt for actually a majority of that season, and fucking Luke Walton is garbage. I mean, look what he's done. The Kings should be good this year. I mean, and they're not.
Yeah.
Luke Walton takes the fastest team in the NBA and makes them use the whole shot clock. It's like third fucking grade in drills when you have to pass 4 times before you can shoot a layup, That's what Luke Walton's offense is. Everyone touches the ball, and then you shoot. That's Luke Walton's offense.
Yeah.
That was a weird sidetrack. But, I think if LeBron loses in the first round this year, it becomes... I'm not going to say he's not the GOAT, because I think since he's already past Jordan, how do you take a step back? But I think it becomes a lot harder to make that argument, for sure.
Yeah, especially if he were to not have a great series or miss a shot at the end of games or things like that.
I think if he has a terrible series and loses in the first round, then maybe we can get into that discussion of him losing status. But I think at this point, like, how do you... I guess if you lose a lot, I don't know though. I mean, he's 30. He's like 60 years old, and he's won a lot already. It's it's hard for him to take a step back for me. I don't know. But he has Anthony Davis too.
I think what I would say is the people like me, or people who... I'm not on the fence right now, but I'm leaving my mind open to there's a chance he might pass Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not, but I'm not shutting the door completely.
I think for you said your number's 2 championships, right?
We'll see.
Okay.
We have to... Part of it is...
How about 2 Finals MVPs along with the championships?
Then it'd be pretty hard to argue. Yeah. I mean, if he's riding coattails of
AD,
then it's a little different. So we'll see. But I think if they were to lose to Portland, a team that wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs, I think people like me, the Jordan people, would be like, it's over. I would not be mad about that. Like, I'll put it like that. I'm not it becomes a lot harder to argue, and I would not be mad at them running with that, because that's just, right.
And it's tough,
but
though.
It's probably not going to happen.
It's tough though, because he's Jordan's obviously everything's all said and done with him. It's just this weird teetering scale of, I don't know. Obviously I think LeBron's a GOAT, and I believe by the end of his career you will say that too.
We'll see.
I think so. All right. Speaking
How many more teams are you going to play for?
Hey, man, he'll win championship for every fucking one of them. So,
he'll need to borrow your closet full of jerseys pretty soon.
Okay. All right. Let's move into the clown of the week. My clown of the week is Roger Goodell. He just needs to get it every once in a while, I feel like. Yeah. I didn't really have one, so I'm just going Roger Goodell for not denouncing Dan Snyder, the one helmet rule, the way he was sitting on draft night with his legs way too spread open, just everything about him. He takes too much money. He has been a horrible leader during this Corona shit, clearly, because everyone thought the communication was fine, and it's just not. Fuck Roger Goodell. He's my clown of the week. He's my clown of the century, lifetime.
He's in the running pretty much every week.
Yeah. Just pick a week and yeah.
I feel like, I feel like with the NFL, I think I may have said this before, but you could have a monkey be the commissioner and the NFL's still going to do well.
Yeah.
I think the owners play it. They're like, okay, hey, our TV money keeps going up, our blah blah blah, so he must be good. But I believe that happens inevitably. So I don't think he's good at his job.
No. Rob Manfred makes him look good. That's the problem. Is the NFL thinks they're fine because they're not dealing with fucking Rob Manfred. He's my clown of the week too. Throw Rob Manfred in there just cause.
Yeah.
And the hockey commissioner. I'm pretty sure people don't like him either.
Yeah.
Throw him in there. Adam Silver's fine for me.
He's all right. Yeah.
Give me
Except
the big
for,
three.
Give me my Sonics or
That's,
fuck off.
Yeah.
But other than that, he's pretty good. My clown of the week is I believe is it commissioner? I don't know. NCAA, whatever
Mark
it
Emmert?
is. Mark Emmert.
I think he's commissioner. I think that's his title.
Former UW president. But
Wait, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh damn.
He was the UW president. He's been very silent until last week. He basically said, "Oh, well, I don't know if we're gonna get to play if things keep going the way they are."
He's the president, by the way.
President. Okay. I just don't know. First of all, where have you been? Where have you been for the last few months? Some of it's out of his hands. The NCAA is fucked up, and all the colleges want to do their own shit, and the conferences want to do their own thing.
He looks punchable,
but
man.
he does look punchable. He has clearly not done anything to bring conferences together. Everybody's still he's just not someone who's bringing the group together at all.
The Power Five has to move together, period. And it seems like there's no communication between them, and that's on Mark Emmert.
Yeah,
that's on Mark Emmert needs to make sure. I'm just showing pictures of him. He
looks like a presidential candidate to me. He'll probably be the next president.
He might be, man.
I'll call it now. Emmert in 2024. Jesus, after Biden dies. No, Biden's not getting elected probably, but Emmert, doesn't he look like a clueless presidential candidate to me? Yeah, anyway.
How many times would Joe Biden have to shit his own pants before he's declared unfit to be the president? Anyway, okay. Fuck Trump, by the way.
Fuck them all.
But yeah, I don't like either of them.
But Emmert. I feel like they need. Well, I think what they need to do is they basically need to have a college football commissioner. So a guy whose job it is to rule college football, and brings and get some shit in line, figure some shit out. Emmert is just. Where are you? What are you doing? And then you come out and say something that isn't helpful.
No.
Like what was the purpose? Of course, dumb shit. Yeah, I know there might not be college football. I don't need you to say that.
No.
Like, what's your plan?
Yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do? Anyway, I can't. I haven't liked the guy really ever. So.
In general.
You were my clown of the week.
In general. Commissioners / presidents in general, I'm not gonna like, which might not be fair to them, but I feel like I usually give him a fair shot. I like Adam Silver. He's done some good things. So, he's another guy that you can really any week you can kind of we've only done this segment. I think this is our fifth time maybe. We were almost gonna have Dan Snyder again. Go 2 for 4.
Oh, he could be. Yeah, he's another one. Pencil him in for
pick
every
and
week.
Choose. We did not have enough of a news cycle in between this episode and the last one to really have a new clown of the week. But so
I do think that anyone who's in these leadership positions, it's a thankless thing. You're gonna piss people off all the time. But I also think. Anybody who gets to that spot or seeks out these positions are just people that I don't like. I don't like guys who want to be president because they're assholes.
It's it's such a clear desire of having power. Yeah, and that's not good. That's why, to me, lifetime politicians are weirdos that I don't trust because it's like their whole goal is to always just get power, and that's always been their goal.
And I could make a difference, or I could focus on getting reelected next time.
Exactly. And sadly, that's what every candidate for every position will do is just try to get reelected instead of, I don't know.
But Emmert, fucking do something. Say something useful or helpful. Show some guidance. Bring people together, you idiot.
Yeah. Do you got anything else before we move on
Clown.
to our jerseys?
No, I don't think I do. I think that's
All right. Well, so yeah, if you missed last week's episode, we were supposed to do it then. Some technical stuff got messed up, so we'll be doing it this week. So this means we know each other's picks, but obviously they're new to you guys, and I think both of our lists are very respectable.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll move over to this screen. And do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Go for it.
All right.
Show your young, glitzy BS jerseys. Now that I know what they are.
Yeah, is this young and glitzy?
Not that one.
Okay,
that
yeah.
one's pretty solid.
Yeah, we got obviously Vince Carter, the purple jerseys with the big dinosaur. I think a lot of people actually like the white ones. For some reason, I just like the. I have never enjoyed purple and red together ever.
No.
But I like this. This was
pretty cool.
This was the first jersey I got other than a Seattle sports team. Like in my adult life. So
I remember I was surprised. I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And
that.
this jersey really started my passion for like collecting these, just because I thought it was so cool to have. And like I'm not always super eager to show off my jersey collection, but like people seem to think it's it's pretty cool and stuff. And that was like the number one. I was like, I need this. And then it started like, oh, maybe I should just collect these because there's so many different jerseys I like.
Yeah.
So, yeah. By the way, this is my number 5 spot too. So like, there's
I'm kind of surprised. I thought that might be higher up the list.
There was a lot of jerseys I had to choose from. A lot of honorable mentions I could have had, but you like beat me last time. I had honorable mentions on the NFL jersey list. So
right.
All right.
Yeah, well, you had 2 football jerseys. This is number 3, but they're 2 different team jerseys. Like, what the hell is that? You can't do that.
Whatever, man. All
Let's see if I can fit 19 jerseys into my top 5 somehow. Maybe the old fuck won't notice.
Right.
Speaking of old fucks.
Yeah, we got the second best player of all time and Michael Jordan wearing
second
his
best player. I just see Jordan and he's the GOAT. It's weird.
We got the classic script with his rookie jersey back when he had hair. Script Chicago, and then the 23 down like kind of on the stomach, like bottom for if you're facing him, bottom right. Yeah, I mean this is clean.
Yeah,
template.
I love this. I like script. I don't know if they kept doing this or not, or if they ever. But back when I first started covering Jackson high school football, they had Jackson.
Yeah,
the Timberwolves are one of the 2.
I've seen
script.
Pictures. I've seen like old newspaper.
Yeah,
clippings.
I love that look on them.
Yeah.
They had my favorite jersey back in like 2000 or something.
Right.
So yeah, I like script.
Yeah.
So that's why I like this one.
I think they definitely got to do this for a throwback. I'm pretty sure I don't know if they have a throwback right now or not, but they need to bring this
It's
back.
always hard because sometimes you have a great jersey, but your team sucks, which was kind of the case with Jordan early on.
Yeah.
So you're throwing back to a shitty. A time when the team is shitty, it's hard to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there are a lot of teams that they have success, but their jersey's ugly as shit.
Yeah.
But the ugly as shit jersey still wins out because people are like, oh, God, they were
The
so
classic,
good.
yeah.
Anyway.
All right. On to my number 4 spot. We got Miami Vice, specifically the black Miami Vice jersey. We got Dwayne Wade wearing it. These colors just perfectly embody Miami and the culture behind it. And if they weren't, I don't know, I kind of flip-flop on this. I almost think they should fully switch to these colors. But the problem is the name, the Heat, doesn't go with it.
By the way, that's one of the worst sports names out there.
I mean, it's a softball. It's like a middle school softball team name.
It is.
Just
like a bad select softball team.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they just if they went with those colors and named it the
Vice.
The Miami, the Vice, that'd be funny. If they named it like the Miami, I don't know, cocaines or something. But yeah, no, I mean, this jersey's super dope. Obviously, the font, the colors just perfectly encapsulate Miami. And I specifically chose the black one, because I think it looks the best, but also like the idea of like Miami nights, like
Right.
going out to a game at night and seeing them in the black with the bright colors. Yeah, I mean, the Miami Vice colors, obviously, it's Miami. That's what it is.
The font is great. I love that.
Yeah, it's kind of what's like a neon sign kind of font almost.
Yeah.
All right, number 4 for you, we got classic Spurs, specifically the Kawhi era Spurs jersey.
Yeah, I just like, again, I tend to like more old school looking stuff.
Yeah.
Simple stuff. I'm a simple man. Ginobili in his sweet bald spot there.
Matches the jersey well somehow. I mean, the white and black contrast.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always liked the black and silver or black and white combination. That's why I like the old Raiders uniforms.
I like their number font a lot.
And it's funny because I hate, how much I hate it when teams wear black jerseys.
When they're not black.
But I only like it when that's their color.
Yeah,
like, I don't like it when UW wears black jerseys because black is not one of their colors. But if your color is black, great. Like, you're high school.
Yeah.
One of their colors is black. It's okay to wear black. So anyway, I like the spur, for the U.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a cool looking logo. The way they work it in there.
For the longest time, I didn't know what a spur was, and I thought it looked like some sort of electricity thing. I didn't know what it was.
Something shorted out.
I genuinely thought that till I was probably like 13 years old. Like, it was like way too long. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Another great parenting thing for me. Yeah.
I just never told anyone. Like, I was embarrassed.
When you're 13, it's too late to ask.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you just kind of got to write it out.
Yeah,
at that
especially
point.
I'm a sports fan too, so it's like I just can't. Yeah. All right. Moving on to my number 3 spot, we got classic Dr. J in the Nets jersey. What I love about this is it's so ahead of its time. This should be like a 90s jersey because it's not symmetrical. They've got the one red line on his left side, and then with the blue line with the 3 stars, also matching down the shorts with the Nets off-centered as well as the number. Just look up, like Dr. J white Nets jersey if you're listening, but just so clean, and obviously red, white, and blue, great colors. They go well together, and yeah, I mean, this feels like an American jersey,
Yeah, I love it. I'm not gonna say more about it right now.
Yeah.
I have no comment.
Yeah. All right, number 3 for you, right? Number 3.
Yeah.
We got the blue pinstripe 90s Penny Hardaway era Orlando jerseys, Orlando Magic. I love these. These were so close to making it to my top 5.
Yeah, I love the pinstripes. I like the star in the middle of it. I think that looks really cool. We've got Penny, who I loved him back in the day. He had a lot of injuries that shortened his career. You can see him there being guarded by the greatest player in NBA history. But yeah, I loved those jerseys when that was an expansion team. And that was their first jersey, I believe, and I still think they look sharp.
Yeah, for sure. And that font is like very 90s. I feel
it is, yeah.
It's so, but I feel like it holds up though. Like it's I think I don't know if they do that as a throwback yet, but they have to if they don't.
Oh man, yeah. They should.
All right, my number 2 spot, we got the Nuggets. This is Fat Lever. Yeah, look him up.
One of the great names of all time.
Fucking learn about him, baby.
He was a really good player that you don't hear much about.
He's the starting point guard on the Nuggets all-time team in 2K.
Yeah.
Which is how I know about him. So we got the city skyline and layered in blue, I think, and then layered behind that are white mountains, and then layered behind that is just a big rainbow across, kind of like in between the chest and stomach area. The number in the top right, which I actually kind of like, and then the team name below the art, so it's like almost at the waist. I mean, these are so dope. I think the Nuggets have a more modern version of it that I don't like as much, but also the combination of blue and yellow here. I like this combination more than dark blue and yellow. Plus, they just look too much like the Pacers now.
Yeah,
the colorways are too similar. So,
This is one of those jerseys that's so ugly it's beautiful.
Exactly. There's so much shit going on this jersey. There's so much shit going on.
You have to kind of look at it for a while like a painting.
Yeah,
like we're at the Louvre.
You really can't tell what it is at first. But yeah, these are beautiful. I mean, and this is during the, kind of during the era where teams were experimenting more, and there's some real bad ones from that era. But I think this is one of the best jerseys of all time. Obviously, it's on my list. But
good stuff.
Yeah. All right, your number 2 spot.
Oh yeah.
Clean Sonics white. I have the green version of this jersey in Sean Kemp hanging up right now. That was the first jersey I bought.
Right.
So yeah,
this is my man Gus Williams, point guard of the '79 championship team, in his short shorts.
Yep.
With a needle in the background. I actually like the white one a little bit better than the green. I don't really know why, but I just think it looks sharp. I like the logo on his shorts there.
Yeah.
I think that looks really cool. It's kind of simple. I'm a simple man. I like simple things. Yeah, and hey, it's the Sonics.
It's tough because so
the hell with it. I gotta pick them.
He's my clown of the week too, actually. Howard Schultz.
Me too.
Yeah. So when they come back, it's tough because I almost want them to just go with this look, and just like maybe modernize it slightly. Yeah. But I also want them to have that as a throwback jersey, and I don't want them to go too similar. So it's like, because I want the throwback jersey to have contrast to their normal ones.
Right.
But I love this so much. It's like, it would just be awesome if they just did this,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, moving forward, at my number 1 spot, we got
the
Suns.
Chuckster.
Chuck, the white Suns jersey, Charles Barkley with the big basketball sun going across. This is again a product of that era where teams were doing crazy shit, which they're returning to, by the way. Teams are starting to do some crazy shit nowadays, and you're seeing the exact same effect that it had back in the day, where you have some real whiffs, but the ones that are good are like some of the best of all time today, like the Vice one. So yeah, we got Suns white. This is one of the first fake jerseys I bought. In fact, it might have even been the first fake jersey I bought was this right here. So this is one that I actually want to get a real version of someday, just because I love it so much.
Wait, what does it say on the front? Does that say 5 and 5?
Oh, you don't like the font?
5.
Yeah, I mean the font's questionable, I guess. I don't know. I think
the logo is awesome though.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, it's a good looking jersey.
It almost looks like the first S is different than the second one.
It does, doesn't it?
It looks like the first one looks more like a 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's my goat.
Nice.
All right, and for you, hey,
look at that,
Dr. J, back with the stars and stripes.
I like his big fro there, also.
Yeah, the fro is obviously clean, and he's got like the tight chain, and that jersey. It looks like they just printed that onto a wife beater. Like they just printed the font and the stripes. It's just how thin it is, but yeah.
So yeah, I like the number font a lot on any jersey. I don't know what it is. You know what? I like stars. I don't know what it is, but I just like maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I keep saying,
that's a common
there's
theme.
A star there. Yeah, but I like the stars a lot. Maybe it's because I liked the Cowboys when I was a kid, and I identify with the star.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, like you said earlier, I like the stripes going down one side. I think they look great now, personally.
Yeah, I don't know how they haven't done that as a throwback.
Yeah,
they haven't
now they
done
have
it ever.
It says like booking on the front or whatever, blocking or
Booklin.
They cut a few letters out because they couldn't spell it. I don't know. But no, I love it. I love the colors. I love the stars. Just everything about it. I think it's outstanding.
For sure. All right. I guess that's all we got today. If you made it this far, obviously thank you very much. Don't know why you're still listening or watching, but it's cool of you. So
thank you.
Yeah. So I guess next week we'll be doing our NFL jerseys. MLB. Sorry, yeah. Next week we'll be doing our MLB jerseys. Obviously excited for that, and I think next week's episode is probably gonna have to get recorded on like Thursday or Friday, so it might be out a little bit earlier than usual.
Hanging out in the woods.
Yep, gonna be in the wilderness for the weekend. So,
Nice.
so yeah, I might come out. You might see that just a little bit earlier than usual, which hopefully will be happy for you. Yeah. So thank you guys, and yeah, peace out.
Thank you. See ya.